Hi, hope you're gonna join me today for some fitness Pilates. So it's a half an hour class, guys, and we're gonna go straight to it. Get as much in as we can in this half an hour. So you only need a little drink of water. Just have a drink whenever you need it, have a rest whenever you need it. If you have any comments you want to put on, I'll get back to you at the end. But this is just really a full sort of body stretching, working on the core and a little bit of mobility work for our joints, stretching out the spine and lengthening the abdominals. So hopefully nice and relaxed music. If you can, nice and controlled breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. So it's just a half an hour and we're going to start standing. You might want a little mat or a rug, anything, just to kind of put a little bit of comfort under the back when you're lying down and underneath the knees. And if you need to roll up the mat, if you're doing a side plank, to get extra cushion in, or use a cushion under the elbows, just work within your means. If something feels too hard, then just take it down or have a rest. And if you want to make it harder, then I'll give you different options throughout. So we're just going to get started just now. And I forgot to say, I'm Gail Harkness. I also, I'm working for 3D Leisure at Home just now, and usually work for Power Club. But with everything being closed at the moment, we're all going to work out together. So hopefully you're enjoying all the classes that we do. Great range of classes for everybody. And if you don't have time to do them when they're on live, you can do them on catch up. So hopefully you're all well. You're going to join me just now, and just focus on your breathing to begin with and sink the shoulders down. Let the hips come forward, so slight tightening of the glutes, and just take a deep breath in, bring the shoulders up. On an out breath, roll back and pinch in the shoulders, so you're getting a little squeeze into the back as you roll the shoulders and elbows back. So we're breathing in as we lift and breathing out as we squeeze. Breathing in and breathing out. Feet hip width apart, breathing in, stretching out, breathing out, coming back, changing sides. Nice long fingertips. One more each side. And it's a gorgeous day here today in Glasgow. The sun shining. Quite cold, but bright. And rest. Okay, standing, hip width apart. Sink the feet into the floor, spread your toes, put the shoulders down. And we want to breathe in and take two arms up to the ceiling. Breathing in, lifting up, stretching the spine and the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, I want you to twist and push the arms down. Breathe in, come back up, face center, and breathe out, twist and push down the other way. So as you breathe in through the nose, lengthen the spine and crown of the head, and out breath. In breath, nice tall spine, and out breath. In breath, take it back and bring it back down. So we're just going to lift the arms and sink the bottom back as if you're sitting into a chair. So we want to breathe in, we want to take it down with the bottom, lengthen the arms and the head in line with the spine, and breathe out and come back up. So breathing in, get that spine to lengthen, so good for your back. And back up, you might feel the quads working at this point. Breathing in and breathing out one more time. Big long lengthening of the fingers and the arms, and breathing out. So we're just going to lift one knee, feet hip width apart or slightly closer. Lift, breathing in. Breathe out, tap down to the front. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, tap. And if you want to change that, breathe out, kick out, breathe in, bend. So you can do whichever one is more comfortable for you. So either you tap down and up, or you're out and in. Try and breathe out as you kick out, or tap. And changing sides. Take a deep breath in, lift, and out breath, tap, in breath, out. Keep these hips level, keep the navel drawn in. So really tight belly button. And if you're on your out and in, out breath, out kick. So really, really good to get the legs warmed up. The hip flexor as well will be tightening up as you lift the knee, and then we're going to open out the knee to stretch it out. So take a deep breath in, breathe out, take the knee out and back. Breathe in, breathe out, try and keep front facing as you take the knee out. And then changing sides. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and one more, and out. So we're going to change that up a little bit. As you lift the knee, and we bring the knee out, we want to rotate the knee, lifting up the foot like a little circle, and then extend the leg out to the back. You might want your hands to temples, you might want your hands on the waist, you might even want to lengthen the arms out for the stretch to the front. And then as we come up, we're slowly coming up, lifting this knee back round and the foot back and down. So it's like a complete circle and a little twisting back. So again, try and pick a point. It's really hard to balance when you're concentrating on what you're doing. So try and pick a point that you maybe look at, keep staring at that little point, and it might help with the balance. So take a deep breath in, and then breathe out, take that leg back, lift, and then breathe naturally as we're down. If you want to take that into the arms, lengthen to the front, and then coming back up nice and slow, lifting that knee back round, bring the foot back, down and to the floor. Changing sides, quite challenging, isn't it? So we're going to lift. I might be wobbly, my balance is not so good on this side. So lifting and taking the knee out, start to rotate, and then extend that leg behind. You might just want to stay higher up. You can still lengthen the arms, or you can keep them down. And we'll have a deep breath in and breathe out. Lift the knee back round, bring the foot back, up to the front, and back down to floor. One more time this side. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And just take that leg back, extend to the back. You might want to come lower. Breathe naturally, don't hold your breath. We are extending. You might feel you wobbling. Come back, bring that knee back, right nice and high. Woo! Back to the front and back down again. So well done if you did that. It is, as I said, quite challenging, but it's good to practice and get our balance. So you're going to take a deep breath in, feet up width apart. I'm just going to drop into a roll down. So head nice and high, shoulders sinking down, belly button in, hips forward. And on out breath, drop the chin down and reach slowly down to the floor. Now keep drawing back, navel to spine. As you're coming down, take it down to a comfortable stretch. If you can't reach the floor, just stop wherever you can reach to and take a few nice deep breaths in and out. You may want to sink down on your out breath, so you're taking it into a bigger stretch. You might just want to stay hanging, allowing the lower back just to lengthen And then take a deep breath in, and an out breath, start to draw the belly button in tight and start to roll up, tummy in, rolling up, and the head rolling up last. Breathe in, lift the shoulders, breathe out, get the squeeze. Breathe in and breathe out. So we're just going to take it into like a little triangle. So the legs, the front foot is facing forward and the back foot is slightly sort of a little bit of a distance out, so that your heel, your toe is at an angle facing, so you get your balance. And then if you want to bend this leg, you can. I'm just going to kind of swing my hips back and forth, and then I want kind of that push back of the bottom. And then we're going to come down, reach down the leg and push the shoulder back. And then we're going to lift that arm up to ceiling. Now you might want to sink this hand all the way down to the floor, but if you are, we're still pushing back with the shoulder. You might prefer to have your hand behind your back, but we're trying to lift so the shoulders are stacked on top of one another in a straight line. You can have a slight bend on this front knee and just really enjoy the stretch. And then we're going to come back up. So we're going to just change sides. Front foot forward and the other one at a slight angle, just to give yourself a bit of balance. And we'll go a nice stretching down. You might want to just stay with the hand flat on the inside of this leg and just lift the shoulder back. And if you do want to sink down. Maybe you want onto the floor, whatever feels comfortable. You can have this slight bend. And then we're going to come back up. And we're going to have the legs wide, facing forward. Take a deep breath in and breathe out, and we want to lengthen the head forward. So we're coming down to halfway. The head is lengthening forward. And we're going to reach forward here with the arms, push back with the bottom, feel the stretch of the back of the legs and the lower back. And then we're going to drop on out breath, dropping down, letting the head get heavy. And bend those knees and bring yourself up nice and slow. Stand back. Gonna walk the hands forward from the roll down. So take a deep breath in, breathe out, roll your head forward, chin down. And then when we reach the floor, we're gonna walk out into the plank. So we're down into our plank position, our feet are split apart, tummy up, hands directly underneath the shoulders. So we're going to just lift that belly button, keep the tension on the tummy. Think of drawing up the belly button up towards the ceiling, as if it's on a piece of string, and you're trying not to let the belly button drop. If it's too difficult, take it down onto your knees, hold that tension on the tummy. And so we're going to just lift the arm up to ceiling. In breath, we're going to lift up, and out breath, come back down and try not to wobble the hips. Control. In breath, trying to lift up. Now you can be doing this from knees on the floor. If it's too difficult, have the knees down. And tight abs. And lift. Nice twist for the spine. And hold. Tummy in. Bring the knees down and sit back into your child pose. Arms to the front, head rested on the mat, forehead to the floor. and push down through the chest. So the chest is on your legs. If you want to have your knees split apart, the knees can be wider. And we're going to come on to the knees. So we're going to take it into a little in-breath. I want you to lift the arms up to the ceiling, and on out-breath, I want you to sit back into your child's pose. Rest the head, and then I want you to just glide forward with the hands, bring the body down, hips onto the floor, and either elbows to push back or hands to push back. You can lift the head if you have no neck issues. If you do, just keep the head in line, looking slightly forward and down. And then we're going to push back into our child pose. In breath, I want you to come up onto the knees, stretch up to the ceiling. Out breath, arms behind, sit back into your child pose. In breath, into the push up. And this time curl the toes down, bring the body down and push up into downward dog. Now you can have your legs bent if it's more comfortable, and we're going to just push your heels down one by one. The chest is pushing down between the arms, and we're drawing that belly button up. And if you want to sink the feet down, the heels down, you can. If it feels uncomfortable, just bend the knees and the heels can be slightly off the floor. Just get this stretch up the spine. You can look up to the belly button, whatever is comfortable. And then we're going to come back into the plank. So we're drawing the belly button up tight. And then on out breath, we're going to push up into downward dog. And in breath, back into the plank. Out breath, push that chest down. In breath, back. Out breath, push, draw that navel up. And hold. So on in breath, I want you to lift one leg up. Push the chest down. Hold this, breathe naturally. Get a nice high stretch on the toes. And then you can bend the knee. So lift the knee, but try and keep your chest pushing down. So I'm going to show you from the front. When the leg is up, you push down with the chest. The knee is lifting, but you're not twisting. The body is facing, the two shoulders are facing the floor, so level shoulders, don't lift. Have a rest, sit back, have a child pose, stretch. And then we're going to do the same on this other leg. So again, I want to lift, so we stand back into the plank, and then on in breath, come onto my mat, and I'm going to slide here. In breath, lifting up this leg, now get the chest to push down. So we're pushing down through the arms, and then I'm bending the leg, lifting my knee, but I'm still keeping my two shoulders facing the floor. Great for opening up the hip, and keep breathing. Keep that knee up, keep the belly button up, shoulders down, and take that leg down, bring it down into all fours, into your cat dog stretch. So we're into fours. Take a deep breath in, hands are under the shoulders, knees are under your hips. Out breath, I want you to draw the belly button up, push the back up towards the ceiling, drop the head under, push up through the shoulders, big arch for the back, opening up each vertebrae. In breath, nice and slowly, let the belly button come down towards the floor, let the bottom scoop up, and if you have no neck problems, tilt the head back, and breathing out, here we lift up the belly button, start to arch up, curve the head, in breath, dropping down, tilting, and come back to natural spine, which is halfway between your up and down. So I just want you to lift opposite arm and leg. So we're lifting opposite arm and leg. And then we're going to bend this leg. And if you can, bring the hand round to grab around the foot. Now you might want to bend the foot to get the foot close to the bottom to get the reach. And then once you've got that, you're going to lift the knee up, lift the chest, let the foot push away from the hand. So you get a big, long stretch, stretching out the shoulders, the abs, really push. And if you need to use a little belt to get hold of that foot, you can. On the other side, we're lifting opposite arm and leg, mixing up my arm and leg, lifting. And then I'm reaching back, so you can bring the foot in close, and then you want to really push away from the foot, lifting up the chest, lifting up the knee, pushing away from the hand, getting a nice big stretch. And bring it back down. And then we're going to do a little stretch forward. So we're coming into a plank. And I'm just going to take off my socks because I'm sliding on the floor. So we'll reach back into the plank. Nice, strong pose with the belly button drawing up, head in line with the spine. Really, really draw up here. And then if you can, I want you to ride forward onto toes and then back through heels. Getting a good stretch into the Achilles. Keeping the bottom nice and flat. No bottom up in the air. And back and hold. Come back, shoulders directly above the hands. And if you can, I want you to bring one foot outside of the hands, and then we're going to have a push down. Now if this is too difficult, bring your knee onto the floor at the back, and we want to be getting this hip to have a nice big stretch. So if you're on your toe, then you'll feel this. So really breathe through it, push down, feel that stretch. And then I'm going to slide one hand to the outside of my foot, some centre. My foot is inside of my outer hand. And then on in-breath, I want you to reach the outer hand up to ceiling, push down the shoulder, lift up. And then if you can, on out-breath, come under and tap your knee. So in-breath, we reach up. Out-breath, we tap under. So you get a nice reach in, drawing the tummy up. In-breath, reach up, out breath, tap, and if this is too difficult, that knee will be on the floor and you can still tap and lift and tap and lift and bring it down, and then just stand back with that foot into your plank. Keep the tummy up. So we're going to just bring the other foot, if you need to wiggle the foot, so if you have to assist the foot and wiggle it forward, that's fine. And then bring your body upright and push down. As I said, you can be knee to floor. We're just pushing down just to feel the stretch. So we're just allowing the hip flexor to lengthen. It's good to open up this hip. Get a bit of flexibility into our hip joint. Breathe through it, don't hold your breath. And then we're going to take that hand outside the foot, so we centre. And then on in-breath, the hand that's on outside the foot, we're going to push up, push your chest down, try and get the shoulders above one another. And then out-breath, tap, knee, in-breath, up. Out breath, tap, knee to the ground at the back if it's too difficult. So just reach, try and look up to the ceiling. As you breathe in and you stretch up, you push the shoulder down, in breath, out, in and out and in. And then bring the hand back, or if you can, in one move, bring that foot back, bring it onto the knees, set back into child pose. And then we're going to come into our side plank. Time's gone so quick. So we're going to come in, your options are knee on the floor, foot in front of the other, or foot on top of each other. You might need a bit of protection under the elbow underneath the shoulders. And I'm going to go straight in today. You can either just stay in your side plank, or we bring elbow, knee and extend. In and out, in and out. Breathe out and in, out and in, out and end. And so good. Woo! Keep this hip up. If you don't want to do that, you can just stay. You might even want to just stay with a hand on the floor and come down. Swivel round and aside. So straight into your side plank. Didn't realise the time had gone so quick. So body, hip, knees, toes, shoulder in line together. Hip up. Don't allow this hip to drop. If you are, just bring the knee down onto the floor. If it's too difficult, back to the knee. And we are drawing in and out. Breathing out and in, out and in. Out the nose, in through the mouth. Out through the mouth, in through the nose. Really stretch. Nice long limbs. And have a rest. Ease yourself down. So we're going to take it into a lean back. So we're going to just draw the tummy in. So arms out in front. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, sink back. Keep that chin off space of an apple. Hold, hips pushing up, belly down. That zipping up feeling, hips rolling into centre. Hold it. And if you want to make this harder, lift those legs up, stretch. And if you want to make that harder, lift the legs up. You might want to have hands behind for balance and just practice. Keep lifting, keep drawing in. Any one of your choice. Come up and have a rest if it's too difficult. Really stretch. And then we're going to tap heels and hips, heels and hips, heels and hips. If it's too difficult, take the hands behind on the floor and just do the legs in and out. So try and reach, tap, really draw in the belly button. I breathe out, in. Excellent, keep it going. 4 more. 3, 2, well done. Roll down. Have a stretch. So hopefully you worked. Drawing in that belly button is so important. And we're just going to split the legs and do a little stretch. In breath, out breath, in and out, in breath and out, in. If your hamstrings are tight, you might have a slight bend on these legs. And rest. Cross over one knee. So you're crossing over, arms out to the side. Drop the knees to one side. So dropping the knees down, looking away from your knees. Keep your shoulders on the floor. And if you want to assist and want to increase that stretch, hand onto, opposite hand onto the knee, draw the knee down. So I'm just going to quickly take this back up. Keep the same knee bent over. Drop your knees to the other side. Now this will stretch out into the groin, the hip. So you're just letting the knees sink down to the floor on the other side. Breathe through it. Nice and slow. And then come back up. And if you have more time, you can spend longer at these. So the other leg is coming over. And we're dropping the way the leg comes over, we're dropping first. And then you can use your hand to draw down. Breathe through your stretches. You always want to enjoy your stretch. And I'm running over by a couple of minutes. And then back up, same crossover, but the leg comes down the opposite way. So this is the one you're getting the stretch in to the front of the hip. Use that top leg to draw down the bottom. Breathe through it. Keep your shoulders down. And then come back up nice and slow. Grab the knees, bring yourself up. Legs out straight to the front. Take a deep breath in, reach up and sink forward, lifting the chest. Back up, reach to ceiling, slide forward, reach, lifting the chest. So we're coming right back into the hamstrings again and the lower back. And we want to then open up the vertebrae, so we're going to drop the head forward, allowing the back to curl. Hands can come to the floor, hands can be around the toes, can be interlocked fingers around the bottom of your feet, anything that feels comfortable. And we're going to come back up, and we're going to just drop, bring the feet in and drop the knees towards the floor. You can have your hands behind if you want to have the hands on the floor behind you to push. Just really breathe out and push the knees down. Sorry, I've taken you a little bit over my time. Ooh, so good. I love this stretch. I always feel tight on my hips. So some of you might have your knees flat on the floor at this point. I'm not that flexible. I wish I was, but I'm not. Okay, and let's stretch that waist. So, crossing the feet, comfortable position, hand on the floor, take a deep breath in, reach up to the ceiling, and out breath, really arch over, lifting the chest up. And back, other hand, take a deep breath in, breathe out, push. Back up, out breath, push forward. In breath, hold. Out breath, push forward. And reverse that, hands lifting, shoulders sinking down away from the ears as you push up. And we want to breathe. So we want to breathe out and lift and breathe in and hold. So you're stretching up the chest, front of the shoulders. and then bring it back into your downward dog, roll over, push down the chest, and slowly walk back towards the feet, drop the head, out breath, roll up slow, arching the back, rolling up, roll the shoulders, drop the head to one side, sink the palm down to stretch the neck and top of the shoulder and the traps. On the other side, drop the head, sink the palm of the hand down towards the floor, and give yourself a well-earned little clap. Thank you so much for joining me, and hope you managed that. And as I said, if you need to make it easier, always take your knee down onto the floor. Just work within your means and just enjoy it. So hopefully you're going to have a fabulous Friday. It's the weekend, so we're all gonna enjoy, hopefully. Just stay well, and thanks again. Hopefully you're enjoying all the classes, as I said at the beginning, and if you're doing on catch up, that's brilliant too. But thanks so much, and I shall see you next week for Fat Burn Extreme if you join me then. But thank you, have a fabulous weekend and just enjoy. Bye.